the D6 system, right? So it's just and when you rolled something and it came up with the lightsabers, people were just like oohing and eyeing. So for instance, here was the thing that we did for Star Warriors with the Millennium Falcon. The Millennium Falcon was a bucket of bolts. The only reason why I was pulling off those maneuvers was because Han Solo was such a great pilot and he had so many D6s to roll. If you put somebody else behind the Millennium Falcon's, joystick, things like that, Lando could pull it off as well. But otherwise, it was the pilot that made the ship. And we use that in Star Warriors also for, being able to jink or maneuver with any ship. That the pilot quality was as much, if not more of a factor than the ship quality itself. And I think that's in the spirit of Star Wars. And that's one of my guiding principles as a game developer, is that a game system should support the kind of role-playing you want to engender. That if Star Wars was done as a grim, dark thing and people died all the time, right? And it was more like, who's going to survive this episode? That wouldn't engender Star Wars. That wouldn't mean that you felt heroic. And so we wanted to put the D6 system to represent that kind of thing, that, you are a different sort of person. You are a cut above, this story is about you. And I think that was part of what we were able to do with the D6 system.
Absolutely. Would you say there's any like one either mechanic or something that you feel really proud or inspired for influencing? Like maybe you weren't the one to put pen to paper, but something you felt like you had a strong influence on?
So rather than the mechanics per se, I think that one of the things I was fondest about, because again, this is the time, early days of the internet. And so ASCII art was really a thing, where people spent time taking graphics and changing into periods and slashes and pound signs and stuff like that, and to represent graphics. And in the back of the Star Wars source book, I had created an Imperial fortress that you could use as a game master to plop down on any planet. And of course, they were going to be exactly the same, no matter what planet you came across one of these bases on. And it was hexagonally designed. It had towers on it. It even had like a launch platform for TIE fighters. And the time I saw that as downloadable ASCII art in the early days of like modems and dial-up internet kind of stuff, that was probably one of the coolest things, because it was like, I know where that came from, and some fans spent their time creating the ASCII art around that. So that was my core memory.
That's very cool. That's very cool.